afternoon, everyone. My name is Dale Venturini. I'm with the Rhode Island Hospitality Association. My job is to represent the restaurant, hotel, and tourism industries.
My name is John Bernardo. I'm the Rhode Island State Director for Clean Water Action. We are an advocacy organization working on a variety of things. We've been working on waste and plastics in particular in Rhode Island for decades. We're going to start with a round of introductions, and so if we want to start down that end of the table, just say who you are, what we represent, why you're here, anything you're excited about. You have about a minute to introduce yourself. We just want to get to know each other, see who we're working with. I know some of you around the table, others are strangers, so we want to make sure that we're going to be working together over the next 6 months. We're familiar with all the faces around the table, so we'll start down here.
Awesome, yes, I'm happy to go first. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Missy Rios. I live in the city of Providence, and I am here as a community member. I volunteer with the Racial and Environmental Justice Committee in the city of Providence, and I live in the Washington Park neighborhood. And so last night, or the night before, I should say, we went to bed with no power, smelling gas, and not knowing what was happening in our own community. And so I'm here because I really am committed to having equitable solutions to whatever recommendations are going to be proposed by this committee, that we are centering the communities of color in this process, and that we're really looking to make solutions that are going to tackle, real solutions that are going to tackle this problem, and not really just focusing on individual behaviors, but really looking at the role of corporations, and broader systems change and social norms change around this issue. So that's a little bit about who I am.
Thanks.
I'm Kate Weymouth. I'm the Vice President of the Darlington Town Council, and in 2013 we passed the state's first plastic bag ban. In 2015 we were forced to amend it because network packaging was handing out bags that were exactly the minimum thickness allowable by law. The verbiage that was used in our amendment has been used for the other bag bans in the state, as well as many that have been passed in Massachusetts. And this past Monday, we introduced a styrofoam ban, which will include plastic straws.
Hi, everybody. I'm Julia Wyman. I'm the director of the Marine Affairs Institute at Rutgers University School of Law. We're actually in partnership with Rhode Island Sea Grant, so I also direct the Rhode Island Sea Grant legal program. And we've done some research and some work on marine debris and marine plastics in the past few years, and I'm here really to help take sort of a legal, a look at some of the laws and policies that are surrounding a lot of the issues that we'll be looking at.
Good afternoon, my name is Lea Bamberger. I'm the Director of Sustainability for the City of Providence. I'm here on behalf of the Mayor, as well as the residents and businesses of Providence. And background on the city's policy on this is we had a policy that was introduced to ban plastic bags last winter. We had heard from community members, specifically the Racial and Environmental Justice Committee, concerns about how frontline communities of color would be disproportionately impacted by a fee. The mayor, because the process was very rushed, didn't fully provide opportunities for people to weigh in. He vetoed the policy in order to allow time for more input. And the policy has since been reintroduced. It hasn't moved to the council yet. But I would just echo Lucy's comments about making sure that we're centering these decisions and processes around those who are most impacted. That's certainly something, an approach that my office is committed to, and as well as the City of Providence.
Good afternoon, my name is Jim Northey. I'm the Sustainability Coordinator at Rhode Island College. We're located, 2/3 of the campus is in the city of Providence, a third is in the town of North Providence. We have 45 buildings on 180 acres and 9,000 students, 1,000 faculty and staff. So I'm tasked with waste minimization, recycling. We have taken some great steps in eliminating plastics on our campus. We are introducing paper straws right now, but a our most successful initiative is the water bottle filling stations that we have been installing across campus. In the 2 years that we've installed 18, and they're being installed as needed, we have saved 346,707 plastic water bottles for our trash bin, and continuing to move that forward, and look forward to participating in this work.
Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Stone. I'm Executive Director of Save the Bay. Among other things, we have for many years been leading shoreline cleanups around Narragansett Bay. We do collect reams of data on what is actually landing on our shores, what is landing in the bay. And last year's numbers here, if anyone wants to know how many cigarette butts, how many pounds of trash, how many plastic bags, how many bottles, how many food wrappers are collected on the beach, on the shore. We clean about 85 miles of coastline every year, and we do that with many partners, many of whom are around the table today. We can provide good information about what the actual problem is in terms of the specific items, types of items. Just to give you one number, last year we collected about 29,000 pounds of debris off the Rhode Island coastlines. Vast volume of that is plastic, not weight, but by volume.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori White. I'm president of the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce, and I'm representing the views of the business community relative to this issue with the impact on business on Rhode Island as it pertains to economic development and competitiveness.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Powers. I'm Deputy Chief of Staff for Governor Raimondo, and I bring greetings from the Governor. She's so pleased that folks around this table have agreed to be part of the task force, and that we have all these other folks in the room who have expressed interest in and I know are here to be helpful. Governor's looking forward to really a robust discussion where we have all voices heard around this table and in the greater Rhode Island area. So we're looking forward to a good process and to good outcomes. The Governor's really looking to make sure that there is something that is produced by this task force. So I'll be here with, you should see me and the rest of the staff from the state of Rhode Island, and many of them are scattered here through the room, as being resources and assistance to you. So anyone should feel free to reach out to us at any time.
My name is Timothy Brennan. I'm owner of Two Little Fish, a plastics-free restaurant in Squamicut in Westerly. After Superstorm Sandy, which severely affected my small family business, we came up with a 5-year plan to reduce our footprint on the environment. We have banned styrofoam, we have banned plastic bags. We do not use straws. All our plates and bowls are made out of recyclable paper pulp. Our clear cups, such as beer and wine cups, portion cups, are made out of plant fiber. Our utensils are made out of cornstarch. We partner with various nonprofits and anti-litter groups to run cleanups around the shoreline area. And we are partners with the Mystic Marine Life Aquarium, where a portion of every meal sold is donated to their animal rescue team. And we do many other things as well that I'd be happy to share with you at a later time.
My name is Dave McLaughlin. I'm the Executive Director of Clean Ocean Access. We're an environmental organization located on Aquidneck Island. We look forward to working with everyone here and really thinking about how we can tackle the topic of convenience as it relates to plastics. When you think of convenience, you think of just putting in a little bit of effort with no difficulty. So we've got to make sure that if we change things that it doesn't create excessive effort, but we also have to recognize the difficulties that plastics has introduced into our environment, and that's a big thing that we have to overcome. So.
Good afternoon. My name is Amy Moses. I'm the Vice President and Rhode Island Director at the Conservation Law Foundation. We're a New England-wide environmental advocacy organization. We use policy and legal tools to come up with solutions for environmental problems. I may be the one sitting at the table today, but I want to recognize my two colleagues from our Zero Waste team at Conservation Law Foundation, Kirsten Pesci and John Height, who have been invaluable resources for me. So the whole team from CLF is here. We are grateful for the Governor's leadership for pulling us all together, and we look forward to tackling plastics.
afternoon. My name is Meg Kerr. I'm the policy director at the Audubon Society of Rhode Island. And Audubon has been working on the issue of wasted plastics for many, many years. My predecessor, Virginia Marks, began the coastal cleanups that we're delighted that Save the Bay continues with all the great data collection. I'm also currently serving in the capacity as president of the Environment Council of Rhode Island, which is a coalition of 60 environmental organizations. And I know that ECRI also is very, very interested in the policies that will be discussed here, and I'll be sure to take our conversations back to the ECRI meetings, along with other people sitting around the table that are also members of ECRI.
Hi, I'm Kurt Spalding. I'm now at Brown in the Institute for Environment Society. I joined Brown about a year ago. Obviously, I've got a long relationship with this issue, formerly with Save the Bay, and serving as regional administrator at EPA. Under the Obama administration, where we actually had an agenda on plastics and ocean issues. And indeed, I'd love to bring some of that work that we were working on nationally to this table. The other important piece is, in my new capacity, I do have an opportunity to be with students, talk to students about these issues. I just bring the message that those of us who are a lot younger than most of us in this room expect this to change. The change is their expectation. For those of you who are here on issues related to economy and business climate and those sorts of issues, I invite you all to engage with us and how this can move forward in that kind of way and make change happen, because I think that's the expectation.
Hello, everybody. I am one of 3 partners that own and operate Open Panera Breads in Southern New England. So we have 8 cafes in Rhode Island. I'm also on the board of the Restaurant Hospitality Association here in Rhode Island. I live in Rhode Island. We've been in business for 18 years. This is obviously a very, very big issue for all of us, and I obviously represent directly and indirectly all the other owners, operators in our state that care deeply about this. With Panera, we're a franchisee of 28 cafes, part of a 2,100 Paneras across the country. We don't have immediate control of everything, but we have great influence over it. And we are trying to work hard to change the experience people eat and enjoy every restaurant, including Panera. Over the past few years, we have eliminated, as probably many of you know, all the coloring, preservatives, and all the things that we're not supposed to be eating. And it's been a tremendous moving forward experience for all of us, as well as a lot of items that we put the food in. So we moved a lot through a lot of cardboard, paper type material. We still have a lot of plastic in our cafes. And trying to figure out what is the sustainable way of doing that correctly. So I'm here to contribute to everything I can to help in every way possible.
Good afternoon, I'm Tony Fonseca. I'm the co-owner of Packaging and More in Central Falls, Rhode Island. We are in our 25th year. My brother and I moved back to Rhode Island to take over this business from our dad in 2005. We have a 50,000 square foot distribution center. We do not make anything. We are not the end user on anything, and I am somebody that's connected to between 80 and 100 other food establishments in the state of Rhode Island, restaurants, casinos, hotels, grocery stores, coffee shops. We're a company that you probably wouldn't even know we exist unless you purposely knew me and knew what we did. We sell paper bags, plastic straws, paper straws. We sell pizza boxes. We sell sip-through lids. Anything that food can go in and be packaged. My challenge every day in the 13 years I've had my job is how do we balance environmental concerns, the way the world's changed, people eat in their car, people eat on the run. We have 1 o'clock meetings on Friday afternoons, and people had to scurry here to have lunch on the way. How do you balance all that and still make food affordable? Because I've spent my professional career worrying about what food costs and all the things that are balanced along the way. I also serve with Bajaj on the Rhode Island Hospitality Association board. I'm the only person in the state that also serves on the Rhode Island Food Dealers Association board, which represents the grocery stores. And I'm happy to be here and look forward to working with everybody.
Good afternoon, I'm Carolyn Murray. I'm here today representing the Rhode Island Beverage Association. We are the local trade association for the non-alcoholic beverage industry. Our members include Coca-Cola of Northern New England, Pepsi Bottling Group, Nestle Waters North America, Keurig Dr. Pepper, Cola Beverages, and Coca-Cola of North America. We look forward as an industry to engage on this issue of plastic pollution, and we look forward to bringing forth some good ideas for the discussion of the good of Rhode Island. We look forward to a viable solution statewide.
Hi, my name is Nicole Hernandez-Hammer. I'm working in Rhode Island as an independent consultant. Right now, I am partnering with the nonprofit CISA and the Rhode Island Office of Energy Resources on an LMI community solar project. I have a background in climate change impacts. I'm a biologist with a focus on environmental endocrinology. I also worked for many years across the country, but especially in the Gulf states, on environmental justice issues, and I hope that I can contribute to the task force both as a biologist, but as someone who has advocated for a long time on environmental justice topics.
So I'm Josh Miller. I'm a state senator, chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, and I'm also on the Environmental and Agriculture Committee. I also am a hospitality. I've owned restaurants and bars since 1975, and I've had one place currently that I own has been in existence on the waterfront since 1983, and I have a brew pub in downtown that's been up and running since 1994, and so we've made some transitions as a business towards like very recently at a restaurant on the waterfront, because we witnessed the plastic pollution on the Providence River. We have transitioned from plastic to hay straws, and if anybody's interested, I can go through the cost factors of doing that, but we thought it was important. We get a lot of our feedback from our customers and what they want to see, and our employees and what they want to see or contribute to. And we've done the same at our brew pub, where we transition to, when we do off-premise events, we transition to corn-based cups rather than plastic-based cups. It's not always easy to make these transitions. As a legislator, I've transitioned to supporting and sponsoring a statewide plastic bag ban based on not only what I see as important to certain communities, but what people want to see as a uniform approach to plastic bag ban that Rhode Island's interested in. So that's just some of what I might be able to contribute to the conversation in this group.
So the governor's not coming, so we're going to just consult. That's fine, I understand that. That was sometime ago. So we have a couple of presentations to begin with, and the first one is, I'm Mark, okay. Please.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's
That's fine.
Okay, so before we start with the presentations, our things are ordered here. We want to go through some norms of collaboration, so we're all going to be together 5 or 6 times over the next several months, so we want to make sure that we're all on agreement with how these meetings run and how our interactions go. And so we've got some norms of collaboration up there. We can kind of just go through them really quickly, but one is to be respectful and open to all points of view. We all have different backgrounds here. We all come with different agendas, and so I think having an open mind and being able to see somebody else's point of view is going to be really important for moving forward. The second is to seek common ground. We're here to work together towards a particular vision. We wouldn't be here if we didn't believe that we could all be part of a solution for envisioning a plastic-free Rhode Island, or to the extent that we can get there. So instead of kind of looking at our differences, what values and visions do we share that are common? Try to seek that out in our conversations. The third is to share talk time so that everyone can participate. So if you are someone who tends to dominate a conversation, that's great. You can have your say, but step back and allow people who may not be be as forward or as vocal the space to have their say as well. So just be mindful of the dynamics in the room. And when we do come to a point, I don't think we'll get there today, but when we do come to a point in the meeting when we're having robust conversations, the way that we're going to do that is when you have something to say, you stand your table card up like that, and we'll make a list of the order that people raise them in, and we'll go one by one. So that'll be an orderly way that we can have a collaborative discussion. So make sure you bring these next time. So limit your contributions to being on topic and being constructive. So let's not, I think when Dale and I met to talk about this, we wanted to avoid mission creep. And so let's, when we're talking about something specific, a specific issue, let's try to keep it within the bounds of that issue. If you got to bring other stuff in that's relevant, that's great, but let's not take off and let our discussion kind of get a mind of its own. Fifth is be on time for meetings. As you know, Dale started this meeting right at 1 p.m. When we do post the meeting times and dates, please be on time. That means be a little early because we will start right at the time that we say. In order to maximize our discussion and to make sure that you are hearing everything that our fellow task force participants are saying, please plan to be here on time. And if you can't make a meeting, you can let one of us or one of the governor's staff know, and we'll make sure that that's noted. And finally, because we're talking about plastics, we will maintain a zero waste meeting environment to the best extent that we can. And then we're definitely going to avoid the use of single-use plastics at these meetings. So bring a water bottle, bring a coffee cup, bring whatever you need, or reuse. If you can't reduce, then you can reuse. But just be mindful of the conversation we are having, and we'll bring those norms into these discussions.
So Rosemary, can you introduce Jacqueline too? Is she our person here? So yes. So Jacqueline, why don't you stand up, because are you going to be the one that people will? You're going to be sending the notices out, correct?
Sure.
Yes. So she would be the one that you would report back to whether or not you could be in attendance, so we know if someone's missing.
So I can quickly introduce myself. I'm Jacqueline Portfolio. I work in the governor's office as the governor's policy advisor on everything energy and environment, which obviously includes plastics. Work closely with Rosemary. You've all received a couple of emails from me already, but as Dale said, I'll keep that up, and you should all have my email now, so don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions on logistics there.
So
can we also take a minute and introduce Terry Gray?
Yes, we are going to do that. He's about to make a presentation. So before I do introduce Terry, I did want to say that it might seem, when we said we're going to be meeting 4 or 5 times maybe, that you will find that we're going to be working with working groups. We've assigned 5 working groups, and I'm going to jump on the agenda a little bit because I saw some people thinking 5 groups. Oh my goodness, this is not enough time. 5 meetings, I mean. So there are going to be working groups. We're going to have sign-up sheets for you of your point of interest. They will be legislative solutions, lead by example challenge, and we'll define these to a greater degree once you sign up for those. Education, it's important that we do educate and we get everybody, the buy-in from everyone. Innovation, and of course inventory. And what we mean by the inventory is what is already out there. What are people already doing? When John and I first met, we gave ourselves 45 minutes. We could have spent 2 hours together when we started talking about some of the things that we're doing and how he's already working with the restaurant industry, and he has 5 restaurants in a pilot program on zero waste. And so he and I are going to be spending a lot of time. Also, the governor's office has been very committed we've had several conference calls to make sure that we're on point, that Jonathan used mission creep, that we stay focused on so we can solve some problems and look at them from the standpoint of what can we do immediately, what can we do short term, what can we do long term, because I don't see this ending, even though I think we have the date certain of February. I see that this is going to have to take on a life of its own and continue, especially when you can get all different groups together around the table for one common good. It's very exciting. We've had some really exciting conversations and phone calls and meetings, so I'm really encouraged and happy to do so. So Terry. Yes, ma'am.
Terry, you want the clip?
Yeah, let me see.
While Terry's going up, we should also add that there are a lot of people also not around the table, and at the meetings we're going to try to provide an opportunity, 10 or 15 minutes or so, hopefully, if there's other folks that have input or want to chime in on anything we're talking about, you're not just a peanut gallery. You'll actually be invited to